This is Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown. And today I am joined by
Nico Elgstrand from Catatonia. Hey,
pleasure.
everybody.
It's a pleasure to be chatting to you today. You're relatively new to the band, and of course, have been in the metal scene a very long time.
Yes.
How daunting was it joining Catatonia, though?
Yeah, it's pretty daunting, to be honest. First gig was like it was a nightmare, to be honest. We lost all the gear as well, so I've been rehearsing on switching sounds 65 times a song, which never happened in Tomb. It was just on and off. So it was very daunting, but in a nice way. It's really challenging to play their songs because there's these odd rhythm things here and there constantly showing up. But because of that, also super fun. It's really, I really enjoy it because you have to be on your toes constantly. So yeah, no, I'm chuffed.
Amazing, because it's like a total difference from your other work, isn't it? With Entombed AD, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. I mean, that was. It's on. You switch on, and then it's just go on the guitar. It's constantly there, and there's maybe two sound changes. 99% being just full on. And here it's very dynamic and a lot of things to consider. So, but it's really nice to. I love challenges, and also the guys in the band, we get along really well. So I think that at the end of the day is the most important thing with any band you start, because you spend 23 hours a day hanging out, and then you work for 1 hour basically most of the time. So that's really it's really nice that we have a laugh constantly.
Amazing. Well, I congratulate you on your debut album, then, really, isn't it?
Yeah, with Catatonia, yeah. Thanks.
Nightmares as extensions of the waking state. How excited are you about the impending release, and you're getting stoked?
I'm very excited. I mean, it's kind of like 50% scared, 50% excited. It's somebody said in a movie it's 98% excited, 2% scared, or is it the other way around? I don't know, but that's what's cool. It's like you don't. It's just it's very intense. And but I feel good about it. The album turned out great, I think, and I think people eventually is going to think it's really good, hopefully. But it's not an instant album. It's going to take a few listens, and those are my all-time favorite albums. Is the ones that are like not immediately. Oh, okay. They seem to last longer. So hopefully this is one of those albums.
So, is there a particular track on the album that you're most proud of? I really love Walden.
Right now, I don't have a favorite, to be honest. I like them all. It's a very interesting mix. A few surprises, but in general, I'd say it's like any Catatonia album. I think has like, oh really, an amount of surprise, an element, but and this one is no exception. But nice surprises, I think, and I'm hopefully the rest of the world.
Definitely. I mean, I've been listening to it like on and off last week. I think I've had it a week now. And you're right. It's when you need to sort of like keep going back and let it build and let it build, and to fully appreciate it.
Exactly.
Totally. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a little bit about the album artwork. How important is the visual aspect of album artwork for you these days, and especially with AI? Is that something that's happened?
I think I'm a sound guy. Okay, full stop. I love movies and pictures, but I do not have the that kind of interest, so that I get into if it fits the song or the sound of the band. I'm happy. I think this artwork was really cool. It was like, really, how the fuck do you come up with that in a nice way?
Yeah.
Don't ask me to explain anything, because it doesn't. I mean, it's not explainable. It's not like a album about hot dogs and a picture of a hot dog. It's like it's just a vibe, and Well, maybe it is. But then, so it's. I think it's really cool. And as far as AI goes, I mean, it's scary, man. I mean, I've been using like when engineering and you know have plugins that are like semi-automatic, which basically just saves me a lot of tedious work. And then I was like, holy crap, this is the bomb. But now when you're like you're subjected to commercials and you buy stuff and nothing is made by a person, it's daunting to say the least. But you know it ain't going nowhere. So I think the complaints we have now about it being stiff, robotic, and not feeling it, I think that's going to be the complete opposite in the future. I'm very sad to say, because the fucked thing about it is like it only takes away the nice jobs, you know. We still have to peel our potatoes, do the laundry.
Yeah.
But to write scripts and music and acting, all that good stuff, that is now, it's not now, but it probably will be done better by AI. And then I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's scary, really, isn't it?
It is scary, but it's also really, I think it's fascinating, scary. So it's not all bad. And now it's the beginning also. So, I mean, especially in the heavy metal community where everybody is really about the old school and, you know, very conservative in a way. I think, I mean, I guess that's the upside of it, that metal is going to be the last to jump on the AI train, you know, as far as pop producers and you know, anyone that makes music just for like the fast food version of music, like just enjoy it quickly. They're going to be out of job.
Of course they are. Yeah, that's the thing. You're right. All right. So obviously you built up a massive career in the metal scene with albums and that. And I mean, like with Napalm Records, they're releasing like a special box set of this album. Do you yourself collect these for yourself? Do you have them?
No,
You don't.
no,
do
I'm
that?
not. I'm not at all. I had I sold like half of my vinyl collection to Freddie from Opeth because he's been influenced by Michael, who's a complete vinyl nerd.
Right.
But no, I use. I don't even have a CD player anymore.
You know?
So no, I'm basically 99% of all the music I listen to is via the phone or some shitty sounding medium, but it is very comfortable and I can find all the songs immediately. So I'm sorry to say in a way, but it's also nice to, I was never like a collector's, like, you know, having to own the album. I just want to listen to good music and where it comes from, I really don't care.
You started in the music scene like way back in the 80s, 90s.
Right.
Are you glad you started back then rather than in today's insane world?
Oh man, are you kidding me? I feel genuinely sad for the 18-year-old version of me today that is like starting out and really getting into playing music, and because it's I mean, it was hard back then, but then you know, there was no machines, there were no, I mean, there were so many opportunities for you to play and rehearse and whatnot. And today it is rough. I mean, I'm sure it's not all bad, but you know, I'm coming from that time. I think I'm very, very fortunate to not be a youngster today trying to make it as a guitar player. You know,
Looking at going live, you've got like a load of gigs coming up and festivals. Is there anywhere you're particularly looking forward to play?
not really. It's every place has their own nice thing about it, so to speak. Usually, if it's the poorer the city or country, the better the crowd is. So, but then it's a bit more of a challenge to like everything around it. But no, I mean, I'm stoked to, especially now festival season. It's so nice because you get to hang out with colleagues backstage and shorter set, and it's not so much pressure on you. There's like 25 other bands, so you just contribute with your little dish. So no, I'm no. I mean, South America is insane. I gotta say, we're not playing South America, unfortunately, this year, as far as I know. But they really appreciate you in a way that is probably because they don't get as many bands. But and also I love South American food and the people. So anywhere in South America, I'm there. I love it.
Amazing. So how do you adapt now going out on tour? I mean, were you like a party time guy back in the day, or are you like just sort of chilled?
Yeah, no, I was definitely slow down on that department. It happens to all of us. We're getting older. But I mean, that's not to say that it's not completely non-behavior, but we do throw down, but not at all in the way it was. I mean, in the 90s, come on, man. I don't even remember the 90s.
Brilliant. Right. So what's the feeling going to be like then inside when you step out on the big stages at your first festival? What's it going to feel like, you think?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's going to be again half fear, half excitement. Or it's we rehearsed this weekend and it sounded really good. So I feel confident that we are at least going to do what we do on a acceptable level. How it's going to be received, I really don't think about it too much because you can only do your best, and so far it's been working out, you know. So there's always doubters before, like especially my role now. I'm the new guy in, and I know back in the day or even now, if a band changes lineup, it's like, well, who are you then? Fuck off. But then eventually you're like, no, it's all right, you know. So if you're all right, so I'll just try to play the song as good as possible. Play the songs as good as possible, and then that's just all I can do. So I'm not particularly worried, to be honest.
What about a set list, and how difficult is it going to be to choose a set list? I mean, hard, isn't it?
It's hard. I mean, there's a few songs to choose from, but me and Sebastian, the other guitar player, we just, I think, with any band, you after 20 years plus, you kind of it's easy to get stuck in routines, and we're changing that up. So we're like suggesting songs that they were like, really, you want to play that one? Oh, okay, fair enough. So it's great fun because you can change out the set list for a very long time. So chance of being bored is less.
Yeah.
There's always the ones that you have to play because people pretty much. But I mean, apart from that, we'll change it up as much as possible. Favorite 3 albums of all time?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a fucking hard one. There's more than 3, but
of course.
Oh my lord, The Wall, Pink Floyd, top easy. Man, that is a hard. Volume 4, Black Sabbath is insane. Man, you can't just say 3 because this is just 3 that comes up.
I know.
Off the top of my head. And I gotta say, the Gladiator soundtrack, Hans Zimmer is crushing it.
Cool. It was going to be 6 albums, but I thought that was too much.
Yeah, no, it's
I would have done a 3.
But regardless the amount, you will. It's impossible, you know.
Of course, I know. And what about your favorite 3 guitarists of all time?
Well, as of today, it's very easy. It's Guthrie Govan. He is the best guitar player on the planet right now. Closely followed by Billy Strings. He needs a shout out here. He's a country guitar player that is just crushing it. Also, insane vocalist. Mm-hmm. And his band I hate them. It's too good. It's like crazy good. And Mike Dawes. he's an acoustic guitar player that is also like, what are you doing? These are also, probably my all-time guitar heroes from the past is something different, but we all heard about them. So I figured these three guys, they're like new, up and coming, and just crushing it. So if you haven't heard any of those cats, check them out because it's next level.
Yeah. All right, and what about 3 essentials to take on tour with you?
3 essentials.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Guitar is a good thing to have. No, but I try to pack lighter and lighter because it's like you bring all this stuff and there's not a whole lot of room for moving about in a tour bus, so you have to really conserve it. So I guess, do I have any essentials? Yeah, I guess my laptop so I can watch movies. I'm a complete movie buff.
Right.
And then just a toothbrush, and a couple of picks. I'm good to go.
Cool. What about 3 countries that you'd love to tour that you've never toured, which might be a difficult one? You probably tour over.
India, I've never been to. We played Malaysia and around those parts. I'm pretty sure that's not an entirely pleasant experience, but it would be cool to check it out.
Right.
And what else? Japan is insane, but we played there. I would love to go back. But what else? I can't really think. I mean, most countries where there's like wars and shit going on, I don't want to go there. We played Israel, we played Russia, and that's not going to happen any time near the future, obviously.
No.
So it would be nice to go to a place where metal is not like a big thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Muslim countries where they're like, what the hell are you guys about? And the whole thing of like, there's no Christians, so the whole thing of Satan versus, it's not an issue. On the contrary, it's like, at least you're against the Christians, you're on our side.
Fair enough, yeah. Like Iraq.
No, I don't know.
Like
it's really, I think I've played pretty much every place that, except India.
Right.
And China, but that also seems to be a bit of a cultural clash. So, and also any country where there's like English is non-viable. I found that to be a bit scary. If nobody speaks English anywhere, it's kind of like I don't know. I'm a bit apprehensive.
All right, and now it's final 6, right? So, which musician would you have in your car for a 24-hour road trip, dead or alive?
Come again? What was that? Sorry.
Which musician would you have in your car for a 24-hour road trip?
Christ, that is a good question. I would really love to hang out with. Actually, Guthrie Govan.
Okay.
We met 20-some years ago, and he's a typical English bloke, insane sense of humor. And basically, because I remember him as a really, really cool dude. And now he's got like, the gig of the century with Hans Zimmer, who is like a hero of mine. So it's, I don't know, I'll probably pick his brain on some of those sessions.
Amazing. All right, so if there was like a made-up song, totally made up about your personality, what would it be called?
Oof. Something completely made up, being that I'm very tidy and has to have everything in complete order.
Right.
That is entirely made up. I'm completely chaotic in my... but there's a method to the madness, but... and to say that I'm rigid, I hope and I think that I'm pretty good at making compromises in almost any situation.
Would you like
have to?
Yeah. Would you like to be able to stop time or rewind time?
Well, probably rewind time. I would probably go back to those right after, because the teens, as we all know, that's just one big fucking question mark, and it's like, who am I? But when you get out of the teens, like in the 20s, 1920s, and oh man, that was a good time. No aches in the body, no hangovers,
tell me
no
about
nothing.
it.
It was just, you just went full stop. Chicks actually looked at you, not with disgust, but like, yeah, okay. So that was glorious days.
I know, it's hard, isn't it? It's fucking hard getting old, mate, honestly.
Yeah, it
Every
is. It
morning I
is.
wake up, I've been going back to the gym the last 3 months, and every morning I wake up to like shit. Right when you're up, it's like, oh, ache and ache. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Not
But
good.
that's the good part. I mean, somebody said that you spend the first half of your life destroying the whole machinery, and then hopefully the other half repairing. And those things like eating well and going to the gym, that's not like something that you might be able to do. That's something you have to do. I mean, the pains it's just unbearable. So
Mm,
that's positive. You
it
have
is.
to work out at least,
You
between
do,
the
mate.
drinking.
Yeah, between the drinking. Absolutely. Totally, man. All right. So, do you prefer a festival or a small, intimate gig?
Small, intimate. I mean, I love festivals, but it's so hectic. The time schedule is so. I mean, as far as hanging out with other people, and then festivals any day of the week. But as far as performing on stage, I think the smaller the better. Really, it's really cool when you have the audience almost on stage.
Uh,
It creates some kind of, if they're into it, it's those nights are the best. With the festivals, there's always like 20 yards and security, and in
yeah.
the middle of the day, and it's the windy and all kinds of. So yeah, small venues. I prefer that, definitely.
Real. Do you prefer vinyl or digital?
There was a time when vinyl was the choice, but now I think, I mean, it has a really cool sound, but today you could recreate vinyl sound easily on your computer, but you cannot do it vice versa. And the full range, the low end, the high end that you can get out of digital gear it's just not comparable in the vinyl world. So I will go digital.
Great.
But that not having that said, I think, I mean, the analog sound and the vinyl sound is, we still haven't surpassed it in some sense, but it doesn't get better if you hang on to those ideals. It's still, I think you should embrace new technology, and then if you want to make it sound old school, then it's up to you. So I think there's a bunch of bands out there that managed to get the old school vinyl analog sound across, but completely with digital gear. So I think I would, if I have to choose, it's digital.
Cool. And the final one, ABBA or the Helicopters? Do you prefer ABBA or the Helicopters?
Oh, ABBA! Oh, ABBA! Easy, man. ABBA is like my childhood. I mean, nothing wrong against the Helicopters. They're a great band, but I mean, ABBA is insane. Songwriting is like, what the fuck? Beatles and ABBA is like the best pop music ever made, if you ask me. And so easy, ABBA.
All right. So you said
Although they've gotten a bit too much attention the past 25 years because they haven't done fuck all. Well, they did an album, which was good.
yeah.
But no, but the songwriting skills on them chaps is just, it's Mozart level. It's proper composition. So I think people are going to be listening to ABBA in 100 years' time and still being like, how the hell did they do it?
Cool. All right. As you mentioned ABBA, we got a little bit of time. Which ABBA song would you cover?
Wow, that is a good question. I hope I don't have to. There's so many, but Voulez-Vous is really good.
Right.
I can't remember the name of the Eagle something. Has a really powerful fly like a bird in the sky, ha 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 something. I can't remember the name. I think it's something with Eagle. That's got a kind of a heavy metal chorus anthem-y thing going there. So, but I mean, with Catatonia, I don't think. Don't hold your breath.
No, it's not going to happen, is it? All right, mate.
If we do it, then it'll be completely changing so almost to the point where the song is unrecognizable, which is the way to do covers, I think. Anyways, it's like if you do a fast song, make it slow, or just make it your own by completely changing the vibe of it. I think that's. I've never been a fan of people just covering a song exactly as it was. Sometimes it's cool, but it's cooler when I was thinking about Tori Amos's version of "Raining Blood." It's you can't hear it's a Slayer song. Oh, did you just sing "Raining Blood"? And then it's like, yeah, that's "Raining Blood" cover. But I think that's a really cool way of doing covers. Hey everybody, this is Nico from Catatonia. Watch Seb's 666. It will rock your world.
Thank you, mate. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
We'll catch you in the UK. Well, we will catch you in the UK, and we'll see you over here soon. All right, mate. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you. Have a good, mate.
And you. Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. Do you have any final words then for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Just hopefully you'll check it out, even though there's new guys. That's annoying. We're really happy about the album, and I hope you will like it. And I'm looking forward to meeting you face to face to know what you really think down the line.
Running low, vanquished and confined.